Hello, welcome back. Okay, shall we start? Let's start. Okay, cuanto más fumo, más toso. I'm coughing. ¿Cómo se dice café en inglés? Coffee. Pues pon un sonido al final y ya tenemos tosiendo. Coughing. I'm coughing. Cuando bebo café, toso. I cough when I drink coffee. And now I'm coughing because I'm drinking coffee, to cough. Y cuanto más fumo, más toso. The more I cough, the more I smoke, the more I cough. The more I smoke, the more I cough. The less I smoke, probably the less I cough. I don't smoke, so I don't think I cough as much as people who smoke. And if you smoke a lot, you cough a lot. And the more you smoke, the more you cough. Cough. Como tomar la palabra café y cortarlo en medio, cough, is toser. Cough. So the more you smoke, the more you cough. Cuanto más bebo, más me emborracho. The more I drink, the drunker I get. Emborracharse is to get drunk. The more I drink, the drunker I get. Cuanto más la veo, más la quiero. The more I see her, the more I love her. Es curioso, esta expresión es curioso en los dos idiomas. Cuanto más, más. Cuanto menos, menos. Ok. Utilizáis cuanto. En inglés decimos lo más que la veo, lo más que la quiero. For example, the more, the more. The more I see her, the more I love her. The more I see her, the more I can't take my eyes off her, of her. It's becoming an addiction. I'm crazy about her. And the more I look at her, the deeper I fall in love with her. Okay. Cuanto antes mejor. The sooner, the better. The sooner, the better. The sooner, the better. Okay. This is a very important expression. It's a very common expression. ¿Cuándo quieres que te entreguen la mercancía? Cuanto antes mejor. The sooner, the better. Es menos apremiante que lo antes posible. As soon as possible is more urgent. But the sooner the better means mañana sí puede ser. Ahora mismo sí puede ser. The sooner the better. Decís aquí cuanto antes mejor. En inglés cuanto más pronto mejor. The sooner the better. Porque es muy corriente en inglés la expresión how soon en vez de when. When. ¿Cuándo quieres que te dé el informe? Okay. ¿Cuándo necesitas el informe? When do you need the report? Is perfect English. But maybe 30 or 40% of the time we say, how soon? Dentro de cuánto tiempo, literalmente. ¿Cuán pronto? How soon do you need the report? And we say this expression every day. How soon do you need the report? Well, the sooner, the better. The sooner, the better. Cuanto más trabajas, más ganas. The more you work, the more you earn. Do you agree? Is it true that the more you work, the more you earn? Yeah, yes. There is a correlation, maybe a 60% correlation. There's definitely not, sin ninguna duda no hay. There's definitely not a 100% correlation. If you work harder, it doesn't mean you're going to earn more, especially in the short run. In the long run, probably. If you work really hard, the probability that you will earn considerably more in the future is greater. But still, there's no guarantee, okay? But there is a correlation. Until it's correct. Cuanto más trabajas, más ganas is correct, but not always, okay? The more you work, the more you earn. Cuanto más estudias, más aprendes. The more you study, the more you learn. There is a correlation too. In the English language, learning English or German or French, not necessarily. The more you study, the more you learn. It depends on your definition of learn. Okay? ¿Cómo definimos aprender? Porque uno no aprende un idioma, uno se hace con el idioma. Hay que usar el verbo hacerse con, o la expresión hacerse con, no aprender. Okay. To learn something is to study it and understand it and assimilate it. But a foreign language, you need to understand it the first time, every time, with many different accents and many different temperaments of people, and you need to reproduce the vocabulary and the grammar of the structure spontaneously, okay, without problems. And that is not a learning question, because there's a psychological aspect involved too, okay? You need to feel confident when you speak to be fluent. And so you don't learn. Cuanto más estudias, and sometimes the more you study, the more counterproductive it becomes. It depends on how you study. If you study tipo codos, then I don't recommend it more than 10% of the time. But if you study surfing the web, reading interesting articles, listening to interesting interviews and things, then yeah, that type of study, yes. The more you study, the more you learn. But the classical style of studying, listas de verbos, etc., I don't recommend that. Okay, cuanto más te enseño, mejor hablas. The more I teach you, the more you learn, or the better you speak. The more I teach you, the better you speak. Yeah, and it's true. The more I teach you, the better you understand, and the better you speak. Cuanto más rápido conduces, más pronto llegas. The faster you drive, the sooner you arrive. Yes, the faster you drive, the sooner you arrive is usually true. Ahora, por mucho que estudies, no aprenderás más. Ahora hemos cambiado la frase. No matter how much you study, you won't learn anymore. No matter how hard you study, you won't learn anymore. No matter how often you lift this microphone, you will not improve the muscles in your arm. No matter how many times you watch me, you won't improve if you don't study. Okay? No matter how much. No matter how much money you spend with her, taking her out to the best restaurants, to the best movies, no matter how much money you spend on that girl, she won't fall in love with you. Por mucho que gastes en ella, olvídate de ella. You're not going to win her heart inviting her to the best restaurants. No matter how much you spend on her, she won't fall in love with you. Cuanto más te conozco, más gracioso me pareces. The more I know you, or the more I get to know you, the funnier you seem to me. Yeah. You know, when I met you, ¿sabes? Cuando te conocí, when I met you, you didn't seem like a funny person to me. But as I've gotten to know you better, pero conforme te he ido conociendo mejor, as, la simple palabra de dos letras, as, significa a medida que o conforme. A medida que te he ido conociendo, as I have gotten to know you better, I've seen that you're a very funny person. Cuanto más te conozco, más gracioso me pareces. The more I get to know you, the funnier you seem to me, yeah. Cuanto más grande es un tomate, peor sabe, es verdad. Eh? The bigger a tomato is, the worse it tastes. I remember the best tomato I've eaten in my life was in a small village in Guadalajara, in the province of Guadalajara, by the name of Zorita de los Canes. Strange name for a village. But there's a very beautiful old fortress castle behind the town. I recommend you visit Zorita de los Canes, okay? It's near a nuclear plant where I worked for 1 year. And I remember I went with some engineers from the plant, and we drove about 5 kilometers to Zorita de los Canes. And we were there in a bar, and they gave me a tomato. Not a big tomato, it was a small tomato. And I cut it in half, and I had half a tomato. I sprinkled some salt, se dice no salt, salt. Sprinkle is rociar, sprinkle, como cuando está chispeando, está empezando a chispear, it's starting to sprinkle. Y un aspersor, tipo campo de golf, is a sprinkler. A sprinkling system es un sistema de aspersores contra incendios. For example, in the department stores, in some public places, they have sprinklers on the ceiling, and they sprinkle water if there's a fire, okay, to sprinkle. And I sprinkle some salt on the tomato. Wow, it was the most delicious tomato I have ever eaten, okay? And that was in 1975. A long time ago. That was a long time ago. Time ago. Fijaos como enlazo la M. Time ago, con la A de ago. A long time ago. Time ago. And now it's very difficult to find tomatoes like that, even in Zorrito Los Canes. And I was there about 5 months ago. Again. It's not easy to find delicious tomatoes like we used to eat in Spain many years ago, or in the United States many years ago. The same problem there. The tomatoes are industrial now, and some of the tomatoes are quite big. They look beautiful. You cut them or slice them. To slice is cortar en rodajas. You slice the tomato and you eat them and, okay. You need to add extra salt or something. The tomatoes simply don't taste like they used to. No saben como antes. Sabían. They don't taste like they used to taste. A lot of the production of fruits and vegetables has become more industrial. And the companies that produce these fruits and vegetables are always looking for greater efficiencies in the process. And sometimes that's at the cost of the taste or the flavor. The type of tomatoes that you grow in a small vegetable garden behind your house are usually better. Okay, cuanto más grande es un tomate, peor sabe siempre. The bigger a tomato is, fijaos en cómo se construye, the bigger. Aquí no digo the more, porque el comparativo de big es bigger. The bigger a tomato is, y pongo is después, the bigger a tomato is, the worse, sin te, the worse it tastes. Cuanto más tarde vienes, mejor. The later you come, the better. The later you come, the better. The sooner you come, the worse. The later you come, the better. Te respaldaré. I'll back you up. Pase lo que pase. No matter what happens. Regardless of what happens. No matter what. No matter. No importa. It doesn't matter. Es me da igual. It doesn't matter means da lo mismo. It doesn't matter. Pero la expresión pase lo que pase es y no importa que pase. It doesn't matter. No matter. No matter what happens, I'll support you. I'll back you up. I'll support you. I'll back you up. Ambos valen. Te apoyaré, te respaldaré. I'll back you up. I'm your friend and I won't let you down. I won't let you down. No te dejaré en la estacada. I won't let you down. No te decepcionaré. I won't let you down. I'll be at your side when you need me for your English. And I'll back you up. Pase lo que pase. No matter what happens. No matter what happens. Cuanto más rico eres, más problemas que tienes. The richer you are, the more problems you have. Is that true or not true? You never know until you become rich. The richer you are, the more problems you have. Not necessarily. It depends on how wisely you administrate your money. It depends on how wisely, con qué acierto y con qué prudencia, acertado y prudente y sensato. Sensatez, prudencia, is wise, como la palabra sabio. Administrar tu dinero de forma sensata y prudente, okay, is to administrate your money, or to manage, gestionar, to manage. Pero si vais a decir manage, decidlo bien. Manage. If you manage your money wisely, then perhaps it's true. Cuanto más rico eres, menos problemas tienes. The more money you have, the fewer problems you have. Esta frase dice, cuanto más rico eres, más problemas tienes. But that's true. Or it depends. I have given Personally, I've given more than 30,000 hours of English class to thousands of people. And of some of these classes, of the 30,000 hours, maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000 hours, I have given to rich people, people who have a lot of money. And I guarantee you, I didn't see the rich people happier than the more modest and humble people. In most cases, I found them less happy than people at more normal or modest levels in society. So, cuanto más rico eres, más problemas tienes, in my opinion, is usually true. Yeah. Because the wealthy people, gente adinerada, often invest their money in many different ways and sometimes make mistakes that have legal repercussions. Also, people with money, other people are always wanting money, or you never know who is a real friend and who isn't a real friend. Third, you raise your children. To raise is criar, educar. You raise your children in an atmosphere of money, and it's often more difficult to raise them morally strong because it's too easy to pamper them, consentir, okay? So they have problems, okay? But nevertheless, that's not a consolation for us who aren't rich. Okay, por muy bien que lo escribas, no lo aceptarán. Ya verás, no matter how well, no matter, estamos con el no matter otra vez. No matter how well you write it, they won't accept it. They are not interested in a private jet. Manolo. You see, my friend Manolo works in a company that manufactures and sells private planes, jets. And he's convinced that he can convince the management of that company to buy a private jet. And he's going to write a proposal. And he's worried about how to write the proposal. He wants the proposal to be perfect. And I said, well, Manolo, por muy bien que lo escribas, no van a comprar el reactor, el avión. No matter how well, no importa cuán bien, literalmente, how, o no importa cómo de bien lo escribas, no matter how well you write it, they are not going to accept it. They will look at your proposal. Probably they will not read your proposal because they are not interested in buying a private jet right now. Ahora mismo. En estos momentos. Right now. So don't worry. Write the proposal because you told them you were going to give them a proposal and they accepted the proposal. So write it, but don't lose sleep about it and don't spend all your time worrying about every comma, okay? Simply write it and send it. Porque por muy bien que lo escribas, no lo van a aceptar. No matter how well you write it, they're not going to accept it. Y por mucho que ganes, no podrás comprarlo. ¿Quieres comprar un Maserati? You want to buy a Maserati? Fine. How are you going to pay for it? You're going to go to the bank and ask Juanjo in the bank. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. If you want to waste your time, go ahead and talk to Juanjo. Ask him for a personal loan and tell him that you want to buy a Maserati. Do you know how much a Maserati costs? It costs about 160,000 euros or more. Where are you going to find 100? Digo 100. También puedo decir 100, pero no solemos decirlo. Where are you going to find 160,000 euros? And do you need a Maserati? Is it the most important thing in your life? Okay. Come on, your salary is only 36,000 euros a year. How are you going to buy a Maserati? You're going to speak to Juanjo. You're going to ask him for a loan? Do you think Juanjo is going to give you a loan? How much are you going to ask for? 160,000, the entire price. What term? What term? ¿Qué plazo? 5 years. 5 years, 160,000? How are you going to return the money? How are you going to pay back the loan? That's a lot of money. What kind of interest rate do you expect? Juanjo, now, he won't give you that loan. First of all, he won't give you the loan because you don't have any guarantees. I'm not going to guarantee your loan. ¿Me quieres como avalista? Are you crazy? You want me as a guarantor. I'm not going to co-sign, cofirmar, o sea, como persona colaboradora. I'm not going to co-sign your loan. If Juanjo gives you a loan, don't come to me looking for a guarantee. I'm not going to co-sign your loan, because if I co-sign your loan, in essence, the loan is to me. Because if you don't pay him back, I have to pay. So the risk is mine more than yours. Because if you can't pay him, he has the problem and he transfers the problem to me. Okay? So, in my opinion, como dice la frase, por mucho que ganes, and you only earn 36,000 euros a year, por mucho que ganes no podrás comprar ese Maserati. No matter how much you earn, you won't be able to buy that Maserati. No matter how much you earn. Okay? Y por muy rápido que conduzcas, no llegarás a tiempo. Olvídalo. You want to go to Barcelona now? By car? Well, now, let's see. You want to be there at 11 p.m. Forget it. You'll never get there in time. You'll never get there in time, no matter how fast you drive. You can drive from Madrid to Barcelona in 4 hours if there's no traffic, no heavy traffic leaving Madrid or entering Barcelona. If you don't have any traffic problems at the beginning or at the end. And second, if the police don't stop you. And third, if you don't have an accident along the way. But you need to drive at an average speed of 180 kilometers an hour because it's 600 kilometers. And to cover 600 kilometers in 4 hours requires, well, it's an average of 150 kilometers an hour. Okay? So you need to drive fast. But in my opinion, no matter how fast you drive, you won't arrive in time. You want to be a member, you want to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. Forget it. Yeah. Forget it. Y por muy alto que seas, el equipo no te contratará. I know you're 2 meters 11. You're very tall. 2 meters 11 centimeters, but that's not enough. You need to be very fast, very agile, and very intelligent in playing, and very strong. And you're not. You're not fast. You're slow. You're not agile. You're clumsy. Clumsy is the opposite of ágil. Clumsy, okay? You're not agile. You're clumsy. And you're not intelligent. You're not an intelligent player. You make a lot of mistakes. The only thing you are is tall. But that's not enough. That's not enough to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. Entonces, por muy alto que seas, el equipo no te contratará. No matter how tall you are, the team won't contract you. They won't. Okay? They won't hire you, no matter how tall you are. Y por muchas clases de inglés que recibas, no aprenderás más si no estudias fuera. No matter how many English classes you receive, no matter how many English classes you receive, you won't learn more because you have to do a little extra. You have to do a few things more in addition to attending this class. Attending this class and watching me is simply not enough. You need to do a little more, o sino más bien, or rather, a lot more. Because I guarantee you, my friend, just like you will never get a loan from Manolo to buy a Maserati, with your current salary, you will never learn English. Okay? You'll never learn English if you limit your activities to attending class. You have to do much more than simply attend class. So no matter how much you watch this program, no matter how much you attend my classes, you won't learn if you don't take extra actions and extra measures to improve. And with that, pequeño sermón al final, perdóname, we will say goodbye. So, the party's over for today, but there's another party tomorrow. So we'll be back together for more about Win and Vivo. Thank you very much.